Welcome to the Raider Talks game preview. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Nick, week 1, and it's a big game, AFC West rivalry, Raiders, Chargers. How are we feeling?
Yeah, it's finally upon us, and I'm pumped. I'm excited. All week I've been looking at, little hype videos, highlights of just everything, and, back to the old press conferences and everything. Man, I'm excited for everything. What all the coaching staff is saying, McDaniels is saying, today, Carr and Adams, they were talking, and, we feel like this is going to be a special year, and we go see in a couple of days in LA. And it's just exciting, and I think the whole one word this whole offseason was just excited, and we finally get to see everything in fruition in a couple of days.
Yeah, this is a big test for the Raiders out the gate. How do you think it's gonna go?
This is this is like 2 games in one. I mean, because it could be a tiebreaker, it could be a lot of things down the road with this being a division game. You never want to lose division games, and you're on the road, and this is a very good Chargers team. So I mean, everything's just stacked up on each other. Big game right out of the gate, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, let's start it out. Let's talk about the Raiders offense a little bit against the Chargers defense. Chargers defense that's led by Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. How's the Raiders O-line going to fare against those two?
Yeah, you just hope, you've got one of them kind of covered. And I think Colt Miller's going to do his job to, whoever he's got to cover. But then you also got another monster waiting, whether that's Joey Bosa or, Khalil Mack. We're going to have to protect Carr at all costs. Get him time to throw. But we're gonna have to contain those guys if we want to win.
Yeah, I think the offensive line's gonna step up this game. It's a big game early. It's gonna be a dominated Raider crowd, which is gonna pump up everybody. But whoever lines up at that right tackle position, I think he's gonna step up. I think this whole line's gonna step up and be better than what people are saying.
Yeah. Because everybody's just automatically, well, you guys cut Leatherwood. You guys have a whole lot of problems. All you guys got is Colt Miller. This offense isn't going to do anything with that line that you guys have. We talked about it. We only need a couple seconds because of how fast Renfro and Devontae come out of the gate. So I think, you hold them for a couple seconds and keep it clean, and everything should be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Raiders O-line against a really good defensive line. And if the Raiders offensive line can hold up pretty well this week, then I'm feeling good for weeks to come.
Yeah, if you see a good performance out of the offensive line, then,
you're feeling really good.
Then this scary offense as it is becomes really, really scary with, if they run block well, and then if they give Carr all the time to throw, then like I said, this becomes a scary offense to a really scary offense. It may be even unstoppable.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Unstoppable. If this offensive line steps up and plays really well, and they're only gonna get better week by week.
Yeah,
so
they need just time to gel.
They're facing a good defensive line. Let's see how they do this week. That should be an interesting matchup to look out for. The defensive line versus our offensive line should be interesting. Chargers also have a pretty good secondary led by Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr. at corner. Their best corner, J.C. Jackson, is a maybe day to day.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to play though. But you know what? I think we both talked about it. We wish he was playing because we don't want no excuses out of Chargers if the Raiders do happen to win this football game. Actually, not happen if they do win this football game.
Yeah. You kind of always, want the best competing against the best. I think no matter what, Sunday he's not going to be 100% whether he's on the field or not. And, I think someone's going to have to step up from their side. I know this is a Raider show, but, because we do have Devontae. And, you hear Devontae, he wants to murder whoever's in front of him, and he's going to, get off that line quick. So whoever's out there is going to have a tall task with Devontae, and then Renfro. And then, a couple guys like Derwin James and everybody with Waller.
Yeah, the Waller matchup with Derwin James, it's been a pretty good matchup for the last couple years now.
I think in that secondary, if there is no J.C. Jackson, you just got to look to see where Derwin James is. That guy is really good. He picked out Carr last year, covering Waller in that Monday night game in LA. So that's just the one that I kind of worry about in the secondary. But like I said, I mean, they're really good defensive wise, but I think we got the offense to overpower all of it.
Yeah, and then the young Asante Samuel Jr. is going to probably be stepping up against Devontae Adams, and I really like that our odds with Devontae versus Asante.
Yeah, I think I like our odds anybody against him. But that's going to be probably their number one corner going against our number one wide receiver, the best wide receiver in the NFL, and just looking forward to see how that matchup goes.
Yeah, now let's talk about this electric Raider offense. We kind of talked about the Chargers defense, but the Raider offense, I mean, this offense could be really unstoppable, led by Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, a loaded running back room. What do you expect from this offense in this first game? It's going to be their first time on the field.
Yeah.
There might be it might not go smooth, but how do you think they're going to fare?
Yeah, this is the first time that you're really going to see it, and I'm expecting fireworks out of the gate, and I think, and not just because it's going to be forced or anything. I'm expecting Devontae to have a really great first game, a breakout game, a whole bunch of catches, especially if J.C. Jackson's out or maybe not 100%. For that connection to happen and happen quick. And then, of course, if that's not there, then you got Waller, and if that's not there, you got Renfrow. You got three options. You got three go-to options, and then, not to mention, we do got Matt Collins. We do got Tyron Johnson, that can kill with speed or whatever. And, and we haven't even talked about the running back room. I mean, hopefully this line holds up a little bit so we can run all over these guys.
Yeah.
These guys, struggled against the run last year, and I know they made some improvements and in their schemes and everything, but let's try to run all over them again and be balanced. But I'm looking forward to that DC Devontae connection because I think they can do special things not only this season but just right off the gate Sunday against this Charger team.
Yeah, I think we're a definite passing offense.
Yeah,
but I do see a chance on Sunday where try to get the running backs in early to really enhance our passing game. Like I said, first time going out there, everything might not be as smooth as McDaniels wants, but I still think we're going to do great in this game. Our unpredictability is going to be give us the X factor in this football game. So on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So I'm excited to see this offense. Like you said, I'm really excited to see Devontae Adams. I think he will have a breakout game in his first game as a Las Vegas Raider, and I don't even think Carr's going to need to force it to him. I just think he's going to get open, and it's going to be exciting.
I think this could be one of those games where we sit there and we run the ball down their throats and punch them in the mouth and then air it out, and then come in the fourth quarter, run the clock out with our running backs, and hey, we're just going to keep the clock moving, keep the chains going, and that's how a dominant game is, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do that.
Yeah, so this Raider offense we're really excited about. I think they're going to have a very successful day on Sunday. I think we're going to get a first look at a Raiders. I think they could be a top 5 offense in the league, and I think they can show it early, especially against a hyped up Charger defense.
Yeah, everybody. I feel that they got a couple key pieces, but I think just like everybody in the division, we got Devontae. That was our big acquisition. Broncos got Russell Wilson. That was their big acquisition. Their big acquisition was going to trade for Khalil Mack. And, Derwin James is supposed to get better. J.C. Jackson, the top corner in free agency, we missed out on him. He went to L.A. It was those two guys this Sunday. You might not get J.C. Jackson like we keep on saying. So it is Khalil Mack to, help Bosa on the other side. And, you see who's better, who's going to hold up.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in this football game. Should be fun seeing that offense go to work for the first time. Now let's move on to the Raider defense and a pretty electric Charger offense also.
Yeah.
But I think the Raider defense is gonna show out. I think they're gonna show out and play very good, and they're gonna complement the Raider offense pretty well.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come out and surprise a lot of people. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, Raiders can score the ball or score some points," but are they also going to give up a lot? I know we're accustomed to seeing that. We've been in some shootouts, some high scoring games, but I think they can come out here, get timely stops, get off the field, create some turnovers, and give the ball right back to the offense. This is what we need. We need the defense to do their job and give the ball back to their offense in a good way, and resulting in a punt or a turnover or, turnover on downs. Don't give the ball back down by 7 or giving them, the other team score 7. I think this defense has a lot of great things and has the capability of getting off the field in the right way.
Yeah, I think this Raider defense can really shine in this game, especially against a team that takes a lot of risk on fourth downs. I think we can get a couple turnover on downs in this game.
Yeah.
I think for us to win this game, it's going to be part of our keys to the game video also, but they're going to need to take advantage of, the fourth downs. You need to get turnover on downs every play because if you go back to last year's film, in the first game against the Chargers, they were converting on every fourth down they went for.
Yeah.
In the second game, the game to go to the playoffs, the Raiders almost stuffed them every time on fourth down, early in that game. Obviously, later in that game, they started coming back, but that's what helped us win that football game, getting those turnovers, those huge turnovers on fourth down, especially with the Los Angeles team that, takes risks pretty much every fourth down at the 50 or inside the 50.
Yeah, they take a lot of risks. They like to go for it. We saw the big hit Renfro did last year when they went for it. This team is aggressive, and that's
we need to take advantage.
Yeah,
of it.
and we need it. Yeah, and we need to take advantage of it in a good way, because they can sit there and convert almost on every fourth down, every third down. That's why I'm saying we got to get off the field. Whether it's third down, make it fourth and long, or fourth and to where they don't even think about faking it or going for it or whatever. Or if it is fourth down, hey, let's lock up and make a play. We saw it last year in the last game, like you said it. They were really aggressive, and a couple plays that killed them. They went for it, I think, on their 30 or something, and didn't get it. And some other things that they didn't do. Just make it hurt. If they're going to try to play aggressive and be greedy a little bit, make it hurt and stop them.
Yeah, Raider defense led by Max Crosby and Chandler Jones on the line. And then you move on to Nate Hobbs, Rocky Sin, Averett. Our linebacker group is pretty much stacked, I believe.
Yeah.
With Denzel Perryman, Diablo, Jayon Brown. We have some good safeties in Trayvon Merrick and Jonathan Abram. Let's see how Patrick Graham can use all these guys, and we'll see for real how he uses all these guys in a real football game against a pretty high-powered offense with, Herbert at quarterback for the Chargers. You got some really good players on that team. You got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. I think Sonny Michel and Joshua Kelly are also really good running backs also.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to stuff the run game also, but we're getting tested at our corner position too with, those pretty good wide receivers.
Yeah, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, they sat there and got some big plays off of us last year. And, there was one play with Mike Williams where I thought he took it to the house and they were getting ready to go to the playoffs, they're really good. We need to stop them and cover that because they're really deadly, especially with their quarterback, the good young talent that's Herbert over there.
Yeah, so this is a prime matchup right here. This is a prime time matchup. Raiders, Chargers. I think the Raiders and Charger rivalry is bigger, just as big as it's ever been. Starting from last year. From last year in that last game when the Raiders beat them. The car timeout. Hurt some Charger fans' feelings. Hurt the Chargers' feelings. But the Raiders beating him, I think that rejuvenated this Raider-Charger rivalry and made it, even bigger than it has been. So I think this can be a classic game on Sunday.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite rivalry games. Out of everybody and probably the division, Raiders-Chargers are kind of always the best. No matter, who's good, who's bad, what the records are. It just seems like it's always a good game. It always comes down to the wire. And I don't know how this is not game of the week. I don't know how we don't have a primetime matchup for this. We don't even have the for CBS. We don't even got Romo and Nance. We got the backup. But this is just a great rivalry, and they're coming for revenge. We knocked them out. They had high hopes, they had dreams, and we killed it for them last year, and we moved on. And they all haven't forgot about that, and they're probably going to come in week 1 and try to make a statement, and we want to make a statement too that, we're here and we're ready.
Yeah, big game, AFC West game. No playing around. You're not playing some random team. You're playing the Chargers, the AFC West divisional opponent. And like you said, this almost counts as 2 games.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It's going to mean a lot down the road. And it means a lot if we beat them in SoFi, because the next time we get them in Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
And we have a definite advantage there in the Death Star.
Yeah. So, you go and, the first game is on the road. Even though there's going to be a whole bunch of Raider fans there, technically first game is on the road. And then they got to travel to you. This is a big one. Some people have them winning the division, and going on and do great things. Let's shut that down real quick and go steal one on the road.
Yeah, let's take care of business in this game against the Chargers, and then go ahead to Las Vegas
and we get ready for the home opener.
Huge game. Who are your defensive and offensive players of the game predictions?
Defensive, I think I'm gonna go Perryman and probably Chandler Jones.
You only get one.
Oh, you only get one because you said players.
Okay, players of the game for the offense and defense.
Okay, I'm gonna go Chandler Jones.
You know the rules.
Okay,
we do one. We do one.
Haven't done this in a while. I'm gonna go Chandler Jones. I think they're gonna sit there and double max because what he did last year, and I think you're gonna get some one-on-ones with Chandler Jones, and he's gonna go and have a field day.
Yeah, I'm not messing around. I'm not going to try to throw out a crazy prediction. I'm just going Max Crosby.
Yeah.
I'm just going Max Crosby. I think he's going to be a defensive player of the year, and I think he's going to make a statement in this first game. Against the Chargers, we lost last year in SoFi. I think they're going to take pride in beating them with the big Raider crowd in away. They take pride in winning games away. So I got Max Crosby. I think he's going to have a huge game. So that's gonna be crazy. Who's your offensive player? And do you want to say at the same time?
Well, or
you're going DC?
I'm gonna go a little bit out of the box. I'm gonna say Darren Waller. Hasn't really practiced much in training camp and whatever, and hearing him talk, I think soon, within maybe before game day or after his big game Sunday, he's going to get that contract extension. He sounds like he's ready to go. He is going to play Sunday, and he's either going to make it easier to get that contract or make it look good that we gave him that contract, and I'm ready for him to have a big game.
All right, so I'm left with 2 options here now. I'm left with 2 options. My heart's going with Devontae Adams right now. I can't lie to you. My heart's going with Devontae Adams, but I think Mr. Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is gonna have a game, and I'm so excited to see him under the Josh McDaniels offense. And I think Carr's gonna look better than ever. I think DC's gonna be the player of the game offensively for the Raiders, and I think he's gonna sneak into number 1 on the on our top 10 Raiders power rankings next week. For me, well, he's already number 1 for you.
You know what? Too these past, I think we're on a 3-game win streak for week 1, 3 or 4, something like that. He's played great in all of them. He led us in the Raven game. He threw for a whole bunch of yards. He threw for a whole bunch of yards in that Saint Monday Night Football game. So it's. It wouldn't be surprising to see him throw for 400 yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns, knowing what he's got. And, it's Devontae's, first game or whatever. I mean, that's a really good pick.
Yeah, I think DC, and especially with this Josh McDaniels offense, it's not even about just Derek Carr going out there, but I just think the McDaniels offense, I think we're going to see things out of Carr we've never seen before, and we're going to look at him like this is going to be the MVP this season. But never know. We'll see what happens, but I think DC for sure. And then a close second for me is Devontae Adams easily, but Derek Carr is my pick. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, Darren Waller's a great pick too. Darren Waller can just have a field. Darren Waller can have a field day any day. Yeah. So it's never a bad pick when you pick Darren Waller.
One more question. Monday when we wake up, Raiders win, right? Does the media say how the Raiders won? Or how the Chargers lost again?
How the Chargers lost. Yeah. How J.C. Jackson wasn't playing or how J.C. Jackson wasn't healthy. So you know what we need to know what the Raiders need to do? They need to whoop their ass. Yeah. They need to beat the Chargers up pretty good. Yeah. Because
convincing. Do it convincingly.
A convincing win. But you know, a win's a win. I'll take a win no matter what.
Especially in the division.
We don't care what the media thinks. We see the team on field. We'll see how they play. But yeah, for sure, you're not wrong. The media is going to come out, talk about how the Chargers lost and not about how the Raiders won. But that's fine. We're Raiders.
Yeah.
We're Raider fans. This is just how it's going to be. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a win's a win, especially in this one. You know, if we can pull it out, it'd be against a division. It'd be on the road. Very hard task. No one's picking us to win. You know, if we do it, we did it 1-0. And you know, we're kind of there setting people up a little bit.
Yep.
But
Raiders, Chargers, SoFi
Art.
Stadium.
We're
We're here. Week 1. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to check out some of our other videos this week. We're going to be doing our keys to the game video, and we're also going to be doing our score prediction video. So make sure to check those out. We'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.